This
Ask the question.
conference will now be recorded.
So you're from India or what?
Who is this?
Chandana.
I'm from India. I'm from India, place called Hyderabad. I think a lot of people know Hyderabad. Your name sounds Hyderabadi, so you should know Hyderabad. So I'm from
Yeah.
Hyderabad. Yeah.
Okay, fine, fine. Thank you.
I'm the head of Isha Training Solutions. If anybody haven't explored my website, we offer 10 to 15 courses, to be honest. Okay, so this is my website, ishatrainingsolutions.org. Okay, so I'm not marketing, guys. I don't want any of you, just because I mean, my intention is not to market my website or my institute, because somebody has asked. I'm telling you. Okay, so they are asked me if I am from India. Yes, I'm totally from India, born and brought up in India. Yeah, went to US for a while, but so these are the courses that we offer. At any point of time, we have 10 to 15 courses. Okay, mainly focusing on performance testing and automation. Yes, manual testing we do offer, but Sandhya is the trainer for that, but we don't run the batches regularly. The mainly our courses comprises of performance testing courses. Okay, performance testing, Jmeter and load runner, and performance engineering. Okay, we are based out of Hyderabad. Okay, and my trainers are all across India. Okay, some of them are from Bangalore, Chennai, everywhere. So this is my address. We live in a place called Molali. So I've opened a small office in Molali, and we have a team of 7 to 8 people who are working here, and I have a team of 10 to 15 trainers all across the globe, mainly in India. Okay, so that's about me. Okay, somebody has asked, so I felt obliged to answer that question. But again, I'm not marketing my institute, I'm not marketing my website, and if somebody wants to come learn, more than happy, but I'm not doing this so that somebody will come and join my training institute. My idea is somebody from here go get a job. Okay, and start the IT career. That's what my intention is. That's it. Okay, on
Thank you.
that note, we will get started. Okay, so Durgesh, go ahead, ask the question. So today seems to be a personal question day. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Actually, you said your main focus on the performance testing and the so automation. We also doing for that. You have the automation also,
We
or
have
that both are
automation also.
included in the one course.
No, no, no.
So
We
both
have
are
two
different.
different. Both are different. Okay. So Durgesh, after the class, we will discuss, because most of the
Sure,
people might not be interested on that question.
sure, sir.
Okay. They might be thinking that
Sure.
I'll be marketing and all that. So after the class is done, and once I stop the recording, we'll discuss, Durgesh, more on that. Okay.
Looking forward. Thank you.
Yeah. So what was the testing that we have discussed the last time? Compatibility testing, monkey testing, usability testing, okay, exploratory testing. Yeah, so we were discussing about different types of testing. Okay, again, guys, whatever is taught in the class is good enough, but I want you to go explore more. Okay, so that you can start getting the jobs. Okay, and then in front of the mirror every day, practice, ask yourself some questions and practice in front of the mirror, and make it feel like you have done it, and naturally you're sharing your experiences. Okay, not that you have mugged up something and then and you're talking in front of the interviewer. Okay, so anyways, so today we will continue with the types of testing. Okay, so there is one more. What was the number? Yeah, 8th is the exploratory testing. 9th, we are talking about end-to-end testing. Okay, what is it? End-to-end testing. Okay, so what does it mean is, like, you have to do an end-to-end testing. How does it work? Let me explain this. Okay, so let's say you have an Amazon e-commerce website. Okay, so e-commerce website, how many of you use this Amazon .in or Flipkart? Which is popular, guys? I always wanted to know, like, whoever is shops more on Amazon,
Amazon.
just Amazon is popular, na? That's what is there in my mind. Flipkart is popular or Amazon? Both are popular. Okay,
Mhm.
Amazon, I thought
Flipkart was.
Flipkart was. Okay, Flipkart is the history, Amazon is the future, is it? Present and future. Okay, Amazon,
Yeah.
Amazon. Okay, so let's go with the Amazon e-commerce website. Okay, when we do an end-to-end testing, okay, not the system testing, but in the system testing itself, there is a testing called end-to-end testing. When we do an end-to-end testing, we'll do something like this: login, okay, search an item, okay, and then add to cart, okay, add to cart, purchase, okay, go to order history, okay, check if that item is there, okay, and then log out. Okay, this is one end-to-end scenario. Okay, earlier this login, search functionalities, add to cart, those functionalities are tested. There is test cases for that, those are tested, okay, separately. But now the end-to-end scenario, one end-to-end scenario, what would a person do when they log in and do it? Okay, this is one end-to-end scenario that you are looking at. Okay, earlier maybe the search functionality just will be tested. You will search different things and make sure the search is happening. Okay, maybe 10 to different test cases on search only we will do it. Okay, maybe we'll search for keywords like laptop, search for keywords like desktop, and then keywords for mobile, and make sure that the list, the search output or the search items are being displayed or not. We'll check. Okay, like that we will check the add to cart. Separately we will check each of these functionalities, but not an proper end-to-end flow. Okay, as an end-to-end flow we will not check it. So as a part of end-to-end testing, we will do something called, we will select different end-to-end flows and we will test it, the different end-to-end flows. So sir, this is one end-to-end flow. Give me one other end-to-end flow. Okay, this is one end-to-end flow. Let me give you another end-to-end flow. Okay, login, okay, search for an item, okay, and then log out. Okay, simple, that one. Give me one more, sir. Okay, okay, login, okay, then what do you say, like, you wanted to cancel the order. Okay, so go to order history, okay, cancel order, okay, and then log out. Okay, this is probably another end-to-end flow. Okay, maybe one more end-to-end flow: login, okay, login, okay, search, okay, add to cart, okay, again search, okay, then go to second page in the search history, go to second page in search history, because multiple pages might be shown up in the search history. Then add to cart, okay, then again add to cart, okay, then okay, uh, go to cart, okay, go to cart, okay, change the quantity, change the quantity of the first item added, okay, then probably order, okay, purchase, okay, all the things which are there in the cart, and log out. So like this you will create different kinds of end-to-end scenarios and see something fishy happens. Okay, you see, you have searched, you have added to cart twice here, searched two items and added to cart twice, and in the second time in the search history there will be multiple pages, so you are going to the second page purposefully and adding something which is there on the second page. Then again, after everything is added, you are going to your cart and changing the quantity of maybe one item or two items and finally purchasing it and logging out. Okay, so like this you will create different end-to-end scenarios and see, okay, something fishy happens. Okay, something, that might not needs to be happening is happening. Okay, so this is what we call it as end-to-end testing. To be honest, I was never part of any end-to-end testing. In my 16 years of career, I worked as a manual tester for probably 4 years, 5 years maybe, but never happened to do end-to-end testing. Maybe I don't even know if it happens, to be honest, guys. Okay, nowhere, once you go into the company, right, you deal with a lot of people, and especially if there is some testers may not be part of your team, but there are testers, you will be aware of it, because on the lunch, you will be playing ping pong with them, you might be playing shuttle, in every company you have this, shuttle courts, ping pong. So somewhere, you bump into them, coffee places, or friend of a friend of a friend. Somewhere, you get to talk to a lot of people. But nowhere in my 15 years of my career, nowhere I found that this guy is a part of end-to-end testing team. Never. Or I am doing end-to-end testing. I don't know, guys, but it is there, as a part of the subject I'm teaching. Maybe I'm thinking, like, nowhere in an interview anybody has asked me, but just in case if somebody asks you in the interview, that's why I'm covering, to be honest. Or at least you should be know of when somebody is saying end-to-end testing, what it means. Okay, so whatever an end user would do, like, he might add to cart 2 times. Maybe another scenario is add to cart 3 times. Maybe here I have just cancelled order of only 1 item. Maybe there could be people who will be canceling the order 2 times or 3 times. Okay, 3 items, 4 items. Okay, so something like the different things that you can do. Okay, a person comes, and then various things that he might do on the website, you will do it. Okay, and come out with different end-to-end test cases, and you will execute it just to see if something gets broken, or something is fishy and all that. Okay. So did you understood the end-to-end testing, guys, or should I need to explain? Okay, if you do a normal testing, maybe you test that particular feature, not a proper end-to-end scenario. Okay, but here you are testing the end-to-end scenario like that. Are you okay, guys? Everybody, some of you people are leaving. Okay, so if you haven't understood, please ask me. Syed Marriage has asked, end-to-end testing and scenario testing is same. I never heard what is a scenario testing, Miraj. There is something called test scenarios, which I will explain before writing the test cases. Because from the there is something called use cases. From the use cases, you come out with the test scenarios. From the test scenarios, you come out with the test cases. Okay, Syed. Okay, that's what I used to do in my projects. Okay, there is something called test scenarios. I'll tell you what is the difference between a test scenario and a test case. But scenario testing, I really haven't heard that. Okay, so I cannot tell if end-to-end testing and then scenario testing is same, because I somehow believe that, confidently believe that there is nothing like scenario testing. Okay, yes, there is test scenarios which you write, which I will explain later. Okay, so sure, Chandana. It's okay. You can listen to the videos, Chandana. Not an issue. You can leave. Okay. You can listen to the class, which will be uploaded tomorrow. Okay. So are we
Yeah.
okay with end-to-end testing? Can I proceed further, all of you? Okay, think about it. When an end user comes and start exploring your web, start using the website, what all the things he will do on the website, you can think about it and write your test cases accordingly, end-to-end test cases, and execute them. Okay, that's what is an end-to-end testing. Okay, wonderful. Now we will talk to something called security testing. Okay, again, security testing, if you open it, right, there is probably a 2 months course only on security testing. Okay, I'm telling you. So I'll just give you an highlight as to what is security testing, so that at least you are aware of it. There is now these days separate security testing teams. Okay, lot of companies, especially I think in 2000, before 2014-13, there was no noise about security testing. Trust me, 2014, yeah, 2013-14. In US, there is a company called Target. Have you heard about it? There is a company called Target. Okay, this is again an anecdote which I've heard, which I'm sharing with you. I don't know how much truth is there to that, but I'm sharing this anecdote. Have you heard about a company called Target? Somebody who's living in US? I don't know in the class how many of you are living in US. Okay, or living in India but heard about this company called Target. Okay, Azil says yes. Anybody else? So Azil, can you unmute yourself and tell what people actually, what is sold in Target? Because it's been a while I was out of US. I went to Target
like
couple of times.
like even technical and dresses and kitchen items, all office items, everything will be in Target.
Okay, so
A big
electronics,
store. Yeah, electronics. Yeah.
electronics. Okay, my spellings are really bad. Okay, office stuff. Okay, like whatever, pens, books, whatever. Okay, and kitchen stuff. Okay,
And
so like
grocery.
this different, and groceries are also there, but I used to go to Walmart or Albert's Sons, but hardly went to Target. Okay, um, but anyways, yeah, groceries are also there in Target, but very few people go. Clothes is there. Okay, yeah, clothes is there, I believe. Okay, so the Target is more like your DMart. Okay, something like your DMart in India. Okay, so this Target company, what happened is, every time you swipe your card, you go to Target and you purchase something, you swipe your card. Okay, the data of the credit card, okay, is stored on Target servers. Okay, so the data of that credit card, you swipe the card, right, the card number, blah 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 blah, is stored in the Target Target servers. Okay, everybody knows the servers, na? So how many servers are there, guys? How many servers are there? We have discussed this in the class when we have spoken about environments. Okay, three. Can you name those three? There could be a lot of them, but can you name any one, two, three, or any of them, at least one?
App server.
App server, wonderful, wonderful, superb. Somebody remember that, great. Okay, Sayed says
DB
DB
server.
server.
Database
Okay,
server,
wonderful.
DB server,
And what else?
web server.
Web server,
Web
super.
server.
Okay, are these the three servers? No, there is session servers, there is authentication servers, there is DMZ zone, a lot of servers, but these three are very important. Okay, let's keep it that way. Okay, so this credit card information, in which server it will be stored out of these three?
DB.
DB server, because DB is nothing but database server, right? Okay, so all the credit card information will be stored on this DB server. Okay, so what happened, because there is not much security, they were not doing the security testing, they were not caring too much about the security of that application. Okay, a hacker, everybody understands hackers, right? At least you would have seen a lot of those Hollywood movies where they talk about the hackers. Okay, Mission Impossible movies, or what is that, Born Identity movies, Born Supremacy, Born Identity, Born whatnot. Okay, or even in Hindi and the Telugu movies, there will be these hackers, right? Okay, so everybody understands by the word hacker. Okay, I hope you understand hacker. One is yes, two is no. If somebody says no, I'll explain who is a hacker quickly. Okay, if somebody says two, let me know, I'll try to explain. Okay, so maybe there was a one hacker, who hacked into this DB server and stole all the credit card details. Okay, and imagine a company like Target, it is like a front facing to the end customer. Okay, it is not like a back end or something, this is like a front facing application, front facing store. Okay, where people like maybe 100,000 people every day visit to Target, because every city has a Target. Okay, like every city in India has a DMart, right? Or more supermarket, like there every city, for every 5 kilometers there is a Target store. Okay, imagine how many people go into that, and imagine how much data, how much data is there in the database, the credit card data, how many people's information is there. Okay, there's so many people, they store a lot of data. Okay, so all that information is there, a hacker could easily get into it. And I'll tell you how does this hacking work, because I'm a security tester at one point of time. Very interesting. Okay, so it is like, okay, I'll tell you. So let's say somebody got into your house. Okay, so you went somewhere. Okay, so and then there is a thief. Okay, so thief, thief, right? Okay, so let's say thief, Theif or Thief? Theif, I think, thief. Okay, whatever. Okay, I really don't care about the spellings, guys. Okay, so there's a thief. Okay, you locked your home and went to US, let's say, for 1 year. Okay, so the thieves, what do they do is, first, they do something called wrecking. Okay, I hope you know by this word wrecking. Wrecking means they just come nearby your home for 3 days. They will be continuously observing. Okay, what kind of activity is going on? Okay, I'm not a thief, guys. I haven't done any investigation, but just for the security testing, I just for taking some examples, I've I've studied a little bit. Okay, so don't think that I've done any any theft somewhere. So these guys, they do the wrecking, and then once they identify that this is the house where nobody is there, okay, then they will be continuously watching the house for 2 to 3 days. They will identify the weak spot. Weak spot means, let's say there are 3 doors. Which door to target? Which is the weakest door that they can look into? Okay, and then or a window or a door or whatever is gate. Okay, they will find the weakest spot, and in the night when nobody is there, they will get into your house through the weakest spot, and they will come and start they stole all the things and go away. And one more thing is, let's say there is a lot of money in your house. Okay, you're like super rich, you are an Ambani. Okay, so in one go they cannot take all the money, let's assume. So first day, first night they will come, they take the money, and the second day when they come, they need not have to do all this, where they have to break the door or or find out the weak spot and all that. They will leave doors and all that open in such a way that, okay, the second time when they come, they can easily walk into it, take the money and go. So generally that's what happens with the these hackers as well. When they hack the servers, the very first time it's a difficult work. Okay, wherein they have to identify, they do the tracking sort of thing. They'll identify what is the weak spot, or what is the IP address, how to hack your username password, or if there is a username password, if there is any upgrades that you have to do, you haven't done, then there is any weak spots for the older versions. Using those weak spots, they get into the DB server, and once they get into the DB server, right, the second time around, they need not have to put so much efforts. They probably create a username password from themselves, or they open some ports, or they make some things on the server so that the second time when they come, they can easily come. So it's a one-time efforts for them, guys. Okay, the first time they do all the hard work and hack it, so for every 10 days or every day they will come and keep stealing the new data. Okay, that's what happens. It's not like hacking means you come, do the hack for one time, and then that's it. No, you hack the first time, you pull out all the data or all the things, and then the second time, it's so easy peasy for you, because you just have to just type the IP address and blah blah blah, and easily you can get in and take the more data, the updated data. Every day they can come and take it. Okay, it's just like that. So once it is hacked, and then the target servers were hacked in 2012 or 11 or whatever it is, and till 2015 they didn't know that their systems were hacked, and every day people were coming and taking the credit card information and all that. So it probably in 2015 or whatever, suddenly it came out, and then it became a big news in US, and everybody stopped trusting Target. They think that in US that data is very very important. Even in India now, data is very very important. Your Aadhaar card information is going into somebody's hands. Think about it. Okay, so it's very very tricky. Let's say you have a lot of money in your bank, and your Aadhaar card details, PAN card details is going into somebody else's hand. You will feel really insecure about it. Okay, so similarly in US, their SSN numbers, their whatever the numbers, now if that data is going into somebody's hands, they will not like it, the credit card data and all that. So suddenly the market or people going for Target is gone, because the trust is gone. Okay, from that point, security testing has become so important. Every single company, they're thinking they have money or not. Okay, they're making sure that they have some money kept aside for security testing, and started doing the security testing. So when I was a lead, like there were inflow of projects in 2014, I believe, 14 13 14 15, because I was an NFT manager. I said suddenly it's like, until now there was no security testing project, suddenly so many security testing projects. So somebody explain this. One more thing is, I don't even know the authenticity of this anecdote or his story, guys. Somebody told me. I never did any study of this story, and I'm just sharing it with you. Okay, then even now that the thing for security testing is there or not, I don't know, but to my institute there will be a lot of inquiries for security testing, but we are not doing a security testing. So anyways, security testing, the importance and significance of security testing I have done. I'll give you one more small anecdote. Okay, so So I don't know if it was Saudi Arabia or Iran or Iraq or whatever the country, they were doing some nuclear testing or nuclear things for themselves. Okay, so US, they were insecure, and you know how it is. Oh, Kavita authenticated this story. Wow. Kavita says it's true story which you mentioned about target happened in 2030. Okay. So the timeline is also matching. Okay. So which means that whatever I've heard is totally true then. Okay. So anyways, so there is one more person who has authenticated my story. Now, next time onwards, when I talk about this story, I can talk with much more confidence. Okay. So there was one more story. I'll share it with you. So there was this I think one of the Middle Eastern country, they were doing something on nuclear weapons and all that, and all of this sudden the Western countries were little, felt insecure and overwhelmed and all that. Some guy from, from US or Britain or some Europe, okay, they hacked into the system, okay, the system which is used for handling the nuclear, okay, so nuclear weapons. So that system that is there, the servers that is there, it's in Iran, Syed. Okay, so this is also, Syed is confirming that looks like it's in Iran. Okay, so they were using this Apache Tomcat server, which is like a basic server, to be honest. That's what oh, it's from Israel. Okay, it's not even from US, it's from Israel, it seems. Okay, so it's Apache Tomcat server or something they were using, and they were using some older version. In the older version, there were some issues, especially the security vulnerabilities. Okay, vulnerabilities means there are security problems or bottlenecks, or defects. You can call it as defects. Vulnerability means, to put it in a simple word, I don't want it to explain what is vulnerability. Defect is there. Okay, they were using some older version, okay, of Apache Tomcat, and there were some known vulnerabilities or known defects. So this guy from Israel, so all he has to do is figure out the version of Tomcat. As soon as he figured out, okay, this older version, there are a lot of issues are there, security defects are there. Using one of the security defect, he hacked into the system, and then whatever he has done, but the thing was not successful. The Iran nuclear weapon that they planned for was not successful. Okay, Syed is confirming that story, which means that this is a real story as well. So I'm just telling you, like, the Iran has spent maybe, I don't know, $1 million or $10 million. All that money went into vain because one guy in Israel decided that this one will not happen. So he hacked into the system. He messed it up. He made sure that all those nuclear weapons, whatever needs to happen, the cooling system fails or whatever he was doing, and the poor people in Iraq couldn't figure out what was going wrong, and their whole project, got into a mess. So what I'm saying is the security testing is very, very, very important, guys. Okay, and a lot of people doing it as well. Okay, I'll tell you on the high level, not for this, big servers, hacking the servers, how to stop it and all that. On that level, I will not talk, but only on the front end level, from the application point of view, I'll talk couple of things so that at least you will understand what is security testing, what you have to do. Okay, for example, username, password is there. Okay, username, password is there. Okay, as a part of security testing, you enter different kinds of invalid usernames, passwords, and see if it is working or not. For example, password is null, username you give some value. Username null, password you will give some value. Both of them null. Okay, or you will put some special characters into it. Okay, and then try to see if something happens. Okay, so you will do it differently so that the code, the username password code fails. Okay, so something like that, not like a black box tester while doing the system testing. No, you will give like special characters or null values, or all sorts of different things, just to see if we can break this username password. Okay, from the security testing point of view. Okay, so this is what one of the things that you do. Okay, people call it as authentication testing. Generally, there are different kinds of security testing. This is what I'm talking about is authentication testing. Okay, but again, these are archaic, guys. Nobody is using. Actually, there are tools for security testing. Okay, the tools will scan. okay, and then they will tell you what are the security problems are there and give it. But anyways, just for the discussion purposes, I will talk about this. Okay. Then there is another kinds of testing called direct URL testing. Yes. Okay. Direct URL testing, I'll show it to you. Okay. Okay, so after logging in, it is supposed to show the dashboard. This is my LinkedIn. Or how many of you know the Facebook? Okay, everybody knows the Facebook, na? Okay, so after logging in, it is supposed to show the dashboard. Okay, it is supposed to show the dashboard like this. Okay, so whatever the dashboard it is there. Okay, or it is supposed to show my friends list after logging in. Okay, it is supposed to show the friends list. Okay, now, okay, without logging in, I will try to access this page. Okay, without logging in. Okay, without logging in, now I'm not logged in, I'm trying to access my friends page. Okay, what it should do, does it show the friends? No, it should not. It should direct you to the login page. Okay, that's what Facebook is doing it. Okay, what I was trying to do without logging in, I am trying to access some page. Okay, some page where only after logging in it should show the friends list, but without logging in I'm trying to access this friends list, but it is not showing the friends list, it is taking you to the login page. So Facebook is working fine. But if it is showing the if it is showing the friends list, then definitely it is a security problem. Are you understanding, guys? This friends page is a secured page. Secured page means only after logging in you should be able to showcase the friends. Without logging in, if you're trying to access the page, it should take you to the login page, and after logging in, then it should take you to the friends page. Then it should take you to the friends page. Okay, that's exactly what is happening. Okay, which means that the security testing is properly done for this. Okay, so are you understanding the direct URL? Everybody understood the direct URL testing? Okay, there is something called user privilege testing. Okay, what is it? User privilege testing. Okay, so spellings could be wrong, guys. Spelling could be wrong. Okay, privilege, I don't know, village. Okay, whatever the spelling, it could be wrong, but we'll ignore it. The user privilege testing. Okay, now I wanted to give you an example. Okay. Okay, um, in your school, okay, in your school, let's assume, okay, the teachers room will be there now. What do you call those rooms where the lecturers will be sitting, teachers will be sitting? Okay, what is that room called?
Staff room. Staff.
Staff room. Okay, thank
Staff
you.
room.
Staff room. Okay, so staff room is there. Okay, now as a teacher, okay, she has access to the classrooms, okay, and a staff room. Okay, so as a teacher, he or she has access to classrooms, the classroom, and as a student, okay, okay, you have access to only the classroom. Okay, classroom. Sir, I used to go to the staff room. Okay, you can go, but you cannot sit, you cannot eat there, you cannot hang out there. Okay, in the classroom you can sit, you can eat, you can hang out, you can talk to your friends and all that. That's that kind of access I'm saying. Not that you go for a doubt, you go there, stand there, clear the doubt and come back. Not that kind of access. I'm talking about the access where you can sit for hours together, you can talk to your friends, you can play around, you can gossip and all that. That kind of access. Okay, so students have access to only classroom, teachers have access to both classrooms and, okay, both classrooms and staff rooms. Okay, and your principal, okay, your principal has access to okay, have access to classrooms. Yes, if he wants he can come, what's the big deal? If he wants he can stay on the classrooms whole day if he wants. Who will stop him? He's a principal. Okay, and the principal room. Okay, principal room. Okay, so the principal have access to the classrooms, the staff rooms, the principal room, and everywhere. Okay, so each person, okay, depending upon his role, okay, he has access to different kinds of different kinds of rooms here. Okay, similarly on the website as well, depending on the role, different people have access to different privileges. You see, now teacher has more privilege. She can access the staff room as well. The principal has even more privilege. Not only these two, but he has the privilege of accessing the principal room. So that's what I'm talking about, the privilege. Okay, so the more privileged the user are, the more options he will have. Okay, for example, you are an employee in Infosys. Okay, you are an employee in Infosys. You will have an access. You have an application. You have an access. Okay, in Infosys they used to call it as Sparsh. I worked in Infosys for long. So the application where any Infosys person working, they have an access for an application called Sparsh. What is there on Sparsh? They will tell that, okay, Narayan Murthy have went to US, did blah blah blah, or Infosys has acquired blah blah blah. Infosys is now reached this quarter, they have earned 200 crores. Okay, everything which is related to the company called Infosys, they post it on Sparsh website, and any Infosian who is working in Infosys will have access to the Sparsh. Not only this, uh, if he wants to apply for leave, okay, so he will have to apply for the leave on this application called Sparsh. Okay, then automatically the leave application, okay, leave application goes to whom? His manager or my manager. My manager can approve the leave, then you can take the leave. Okay, so Sparsh is used only for applying the leave. There are hundreds of reasons, hundreds of things that you can apply there. Okay, you want a coffee cup, you go to Sparsh, say that I want a coffee cup. Okay, somebody will come and give a coffee cup. So like this, whatever you want, you have to do it with Sparsh only. Okay, so anyways, so on this application called Sparsh, if you are let's say you are working in Infosys. Okay, so our Durgesh is working in Infosys, so obviously he will have a username password with which he will log into Sparsh. Durgesh suddenly felt that, oh my god, I've been working for 6 months, I have not taken a leave, let me go to Goa. I've learned a lot of money, earned a lot of money, let me go to Goa. He has applied for leave for 5 days. What happens? The leave, he will not go to the manager and he will say, okay, he might go to the manager and say, I want to leave. Then the manager says, okay, go ahead and apply on Sparsh. Let's make it formally. Okay, let's do this formally. Go and apply on Sparsh. I will accept it, or I will accept your leave or grant your leave. Then what our Durgesh has done? He went to the Sparsh, logged in, and he applied for leave from 1st September to 15 or 5th September or whatever. Then it goes to his manager. The leave application goes to manager. Who is manager? Or Koteshwari is the manager. So Koteshwari will grant the leave. Okay. Now you see, no, Durgesh, Durgesh has certain privileges. Durgesh has certain privileges, like he can only apply on leave. But Koteshwari, who is the manager, okay, Koteshwari, who is the manager, okay, can do one thing, can apply for leave because she also wants to take the leave. Then it will go to her manager. She can apply the leave and she can also grant the leaves. Okay. So when Koteshwari logs in with her username, okay, she can do two things. She has access to, she can apply for the leave. She can also grant the leaves where the people working under her, when they apply for the leave, then Koteshwari can also grant the leave. But Durgesh can grant the leave. Can he grant his own leave? No. So his privileges, okay, yeah, Durgesh, she can approve or she can grant or deny. Okay, approve the leave or deny. Poor Durgesh, Durgesh, what is it, man? You're working for 6 months in Infosys, you want to leave. Okay, why you want to get your leave denied? Okay, so so fine. Okay, as an application, what you said is right. Okay, you can deny or grant. But the point which I'm trying to take is, the Durgesh login has limited privileges. He can only apply limited features. Application is same application, Sparsh. But depending on the login, your privileges or the features are changing, or more or less. You log in as just an employee, you can only apply for leave. You log in as a manager, you can apply the leave, you can grant the leave, you can deny the leave, and blah 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 blah. Okay, there is a senior manager. Okay, then they will have other privileges as well. Durgesh says that on a office work, I am going to Goa. Okay, I want to book a flight. Then maybe let's say our Vinupriya is a senior manager. Vinupriya is what? SPM. In US, SPM is a very popular name. Okay, senior project manager. Okay, so Vinupriya is the senior project manager. So Durgesh is going to Goa on an office work. So obviously, if it's on office work, the vacation means not the vacation, the travel, hotel, everything is there, should be paid on Infosys. So what Durgesh will do, he will raise another request saying that I'm going to Goa. So please grant the flight tickets and hotel tickets and all that. Then that request will go to the senior project manager. Okay, then she can accept it or deny it. Okay, so the senior project manager will have more features. She can apply the leave, she can grant and delay the leaves, she can also grant or deny the train tickets, flight tickets, hotel tickets and all that. So anyways, what I'm trying to do is on the same application, depending on the login, your features will change, your privileges will change. So as a part of security testing, what you will do, you will log in as a employee. Only you should be able to apply the leave. You log in as a manager, you should be apply the leave, you should grant the leaves, you can deny the leaves. Sir, for a manager, why she should apply the leave? Yes, she is also a human being, she also wants to take the vacation. Then it is an office, she cannot just to go away like that. So she has to apply the leave for her senior manager. See, there is a manager for her also, which we call it as a senior project manager. Her application should go to the senior project manager. Now senior project manager can approve or deny her leave. That is a different story. Then Vinupriya, you log in as Vinupriya, you should be able to apply the leave, grant the leaves, and also she should be able to approve the travel tickets and all that Vinupriya will be doing. Okay, so like this privilege, user privilege testing is something like this. You log in with a certain privileges, and you will check only the features related to that privileges should be there, nothing more than that. Okay, like for that, you log in as a simple privilege or a basic privilege, which is a employee, then you should be able to only apply, you should not be able to grant or deny the leaves. You go with a little higher privileges, then you should be able to grant the leaves or deny the leaves. You should go with a little higher privileges, then you should be able to apply, grant, deny, and also approve the travels and all that. Okay, so all this will be there as a part of this thing. Okay, so this is what is the user privilege testing, guys. Are you clear now, everybody? Are you clear, everybody? This is the third one. Okay, all of you, security testing. Okay, these are the things. There will be more that will be done in security testing, but just to give you a ballpark idea, I gave you this. But in today's world, I was involved in some projects. Okay, so in most of the projects I was involved, right? So they were using some security testing tools, automated security testing tools. Okay, so I forgot that there was a tool from IBM. What was the tool from IBM which is very popular? Anyways, you see, top 10 so open source, this is open source. Okay, security tools, but if it is paid, there is one from IBM which is popular one. Okay, which I forgot, I used it as well. Okay, so these automated tools, you just give the URL to it. You just any tool, you take any tool, you just give the URL to it, and this is a scan. It will scan all the application, and it will tell you that okay, these are all the security defects which are there. By the way, security defects, you never use the word security defects. There is a word called vulnerability. You never use the security defects. Okay, security defects. Okay, you never use the security defects. We call this as vulnerabilities. Okay, so it will automatically, these tools, whatever the tool which are there. Okay, from IBM there was a tool, very popular tool from IBM. Anyways, okay, so maybe they would have changed the name now. Okay, but any of these tools that I'm talking about, right? You download the tool, you give the URL of the application that you want to test, and just to say scan, it will give you all the vulnerabilities that the application has, and it will tell you these are the vulnerabilities, go fix it. Vulnerabilities means what? Defects, deviation from the requirements, or people can easily hack in using those vulnerabilities. So again, in manual testing, the deviation from requirement is called defects. Okay, in security testing, okay, the deviation from the requirements, what do you call, guys? The deviation from the requirement, what do you call?
Vulnerability.
Vulnerabilities. Wonderful. Vulnerabilities is, what is a vulnerability, guys? English meaning of vulnerability? Vulnerability, weakness. Okay, you know, right? If you see National Geographic channel, they will be saying, right? Okay, the weakness or the vulnerabilities of this animal is blah blah blah. So whatever it is, okay. So weaknesses, okay. If you really look at the English meaning of it, okay. In performance testing, I know I haven't covered performance testing, okay. In performance testing, okay, the deviation from the requirement is called bottlenecks. Okay, again, you know, it's a performance testing defect. Okay, if you ask me in a layman's language, but anybody will call that as a performance testing defect. Only a layman can say it. And if you say performance testing defects, immediately they know that you haven't done anything in performance testing. And if you say software security defects, immediately they know that you know a shit about security testing. Okay, you should be using the words like vulnerabilities, bottlenecks, and all that. That's what is the expectation. Okay, so anyways guys, so that's what I wanted to cover on security testing. I don't wanted to go more on security testing. Okay, so there is one more testing I will cover and try to, you know, close the class today. Ad hoc testing. Okay, so ad hoc, what is ad hoc? Anybody ad hoc, any idea? Just what do you feel in Telugu, Hindi, whatever the language, you know, you can tell what is ad hoc.
Something we
Temporary.
added, something
Temporary.
new, and we need to test that thing.
Okay, so let's see the Wikipedia or English definition of it. Okay, ad hoc, I feel that ad hoc means on the go without planning. Okay, on the fly without planning, without much this is, see, created or done for a particular purpose as necessary. That's what the discussions were on, ad hoc basis. Created or done for a particular purpose. I don't know, I mean, is there any other meaning for it? For me, ad hoc is more like on the fly, or you know, without proper planning, you know, on the go, something like that. Okay, but anyways, the English meaning seems to be little different. Okay, but let me tell you what is ad hoc or hack testing. Okay, so so
Yes, sir. Ad hoc means on the fly. That is true.
on the fly, right? That's what I
Yes,
was
sir.
thinking. Okay, so let me tell you what was exploratory testing, guys. Exploratory testing, because this is very close to exploratory testing. That's why I brought the exploratory testing again into picture. Anybody can tell me what is the exploratory testing? Okay, so if you look at the exploratory testing on the fly with the SMEs, with the knowledge of the application, okay, on the fly they will be doing the testing. Okay, there is no proper planning, there is no proper test cases written for it, it is not organized. Okay, the subject matter expertise or the domain experts will do the testing without, ad hocly, I mean, you know, on the go kind of, but without any knowledge of, the requirements, or without the knowledge of requirements, because it's a SMEs who is doing it. Okay, so we have already discussed without having the knowledge of the requirements. That's what we have discussed, right? Without having the knowledge of the requirements, we have done the the SMEs will do the testing, and then we call that as a exploratory testing,
Exploratory testing.
right? Okay, so without the knowledge, without the
Without having the knowledge of the requirement.
requirements, right? Without
Yes,
having
sir.
the knowledge of the requirements. Okay, so if you do the testing, then you call it as an
Exploratory
exploratory testing.
testing.
But here we do this with the knowledge of the requirements. Okay, but again we do it ad hocly, on the fly, without proper test cases. Okay, so as if you are exploring the application. Okay, so you are doing it. Okay, so then it is called ad hoc testing. Okay, so this is not done by okay, this is ad hoc. Okay, ad hoc testing, but this is not done by SMEs, this is done by the black box testers only. Okay, okay, this is done by the black box testers only. Okay, but ad hocly only, it is done ad hocly, on the fly, without proper planning, without writing proper test cases. Okay, so with an intention of exploring itself, you know, you will be doing it. But the only difference between the exploratory and this one is, exploratory is done by exploratory is done by the SMEs, ad hoc is done by the black box testers. Exploratory is done without the knowledge of requirement, here ad hoc is done with the knowledge of the requirement. And exploratory testing is done when you don't have enough time and we have a limited time, and we got to give it to the SME and do it. Ad hoc testing is done once the proper testing is done. Okay, proper testing is done, and there is time. In that time, you will be doing the ad hoc testing. Okay, just on the fly, you feel like you have any you will be able to find something, because this is normal testing, which is the system testing done in a very organized way. But ad hoc testing is like on the fly, exploratory kind of thing, looking at different things. You will be doing it. Okay, are you like depositing 5 times, you're depositing into the account, or you're doing the transfer, money transfer, okay, 5 times, okay, or you're checking the account statement, okay, checking the account statement 10 times. Okay, so downloading account transaction history, okay, maybe 6 times, 4 times, okay, like this, whatever you feel like, you will be doing it ad hocly, but with the proper, with the black box testers only will do it. They have already studied the requirements. Based on the requirements, they have written the test cases, and they have executed the test cases, identified the defects, fixed the defects, everything is done. So they still have time. After everything is done, then they will be doing the ad hoc testing, when they do something like this, just to find out, something comes up. Okay, so they will be doing it their own style. Simple thing is, okay, the testers, the black box testers, okay, okay, will be doing the testing on the application, okay, in their own style, okay, in their own style, after understanding the requirements very clearly, after, okay, understanding the requirements, okay, very clearly. Okay, after understanding the requirements very clearly. Okay, after understanding the requirements very clearly. Okay, so generally this kind of testing this kind of testing is done after the formal testing is done. I've been telling about it. Okay, once the formal testing, which is supposed to be done, once that is done, then they will be encouraging you to do it, or they will be expecting you to do something like this, okay, which is the ad hoc testing. Okay, so with this, the different types of testing is done, guys. Tomorrow I'll talk about something called software testing life cycle. Okay, so which will take maybe 2 classes. I'll try to go as much as possible, make it interesting, but it is a very boring topic. Okay, software testing life cycle. I'll try to make it as interesting as possible. Okay, so after that, we will talk about writing the test cases and all that, okay, as a part of it. Okay, and then we will go to the defect life cycle, and we will complete the defect life cycle, with which the manual testing will be done, guys. Okay, so maybe 2 more weeks, 3 more weeks, I'm not really sure how long it will take. Okay, but we will try to complete it. Okay, so yeah, on that note, it is done. And anybody has any questions, please let me know at this point of time. Okay, anybody has any questions?
Yeah, hi. So Durgesh, yeah, I don't have the question. I have the question, but not relevant with the course. I have some general questions. So is it
Okay,
okay?
I've
I
stopped
can.
recording, brother.